called The Christmas Toy.
Right.
Where all the toys came alive when you left the room.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie, or a TV special, I had on tape, and I watched it. It was one of those things that I loved all the time.
Yeah.
I loved watching all the time. And then it freaked me out because I was convinced my toys
You were
doing
convinced
that.
it was a documentary.
Yeah, and I thought, like, maybe my toys weren't as friendly as these toys, and they were, like, plotting against me or something.
Now, that doesn't happen in the movie.
No, in none of the movies does it happen.
Yeah, right. Because that would be a horrible thing to show children.
No,
when your kids aren't around, when you're not around, the toys are plotting against you.
Although they all, like, as soon as somebody leaves, something special happens when you leave this room, right? You might think it's magic, but
it's
we
really
don't.
just everybody talks about you behind your
Right,
back.
it's puppets, and then all the toys came alive. Mm-hmm. This is not in Toy Story,
right.
but it also happens in Toy Story. But the rule of this was if you got caught by a human
Being alive.
you would immediately drop to the floor and be frozen forever.
Oh, man.
And then there was one part where there was like a train, and like some stuffed animal got caught frozen forever, and it like a train it was on like a toy train, and it just like weaves through the whole playroom as everybody's like paying their respects to a dead toy. Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But so Toy Story.
Yes.
Also, they confront death in Toy Story 3, and our man Tom Hanks, the man of the hour,
Right.
the man of the century.
Well, specifically the man of this hour.
Yeah, but in my book, I'll give him both 20th and 21st centuries, even though
the man of 2
I've
centuries.
seen about 1/10 of his work in the 21st century.
The original bicentennial man.
Yeah. Good movie, Toy Story 3. Real tearjerker.
2009, Angels and Demons.
See, this is weird, Hank.
Hanks.
No. Hank.
We'll get to Hank Azaria, who's in the Simpsons movie, which is 2 years later with Tom Hanks.
2 years earlier, I think you mean.
Yes. 2008, The Great Buck Howard.
I don't know what that is.
That's another one right off the radar. All right. Like we said, he was in the Simpsons movie playing himself.
Wait, The Great Buck Howard, I did. This was on my my radar. Colin Hanks and John Malkovich were in it.
Tom Hanks.
No, and Colin.
Ooh.
Colin Hanks.
Were they playing father and son? Yes.
They were playing lovers. Oh.
No, they were playing father and son.
I got my note cards mixed up.
This movie was about a young man.
Oh, The Great Buck Howard was about it was a fictionalized version of Amazing Kreskin.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to see it. It was one of the first movies that was ever like streaming on Netflix streaming when it was all shitty. And I tried to stream it one night, but Netflix streaming in 2007 was real shitty, so I didn't get to watch it.
2008. Tim, you're lying. You've been caught in a lie. 2007, The Simpsons movie.
He has the funniest line in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's in the outtakes at the end, or like the extra bonus stuff at the end.
And also Charlie Wilson's War, where he played Charlie Wilson, the man who went to war.
I don't know if his agent at the time was fired after this. That's the kind of stuff that I'll get you back to, Tom Hanks. Title roles.
Yeah.
I guess he was Sully in his most recent appearance.
Yes. Title roles where also reteam with America's Sweetheart, Julia Roberts.
Yeah. Or like originally teamed. Because remember, Tom, we are going backwards,
right?
For some asinine reason, we're going through all the movies that we haven't seen first.
Yeah, the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah,
did not see it. All right, here we go. I've seen. All right, now we're getting to movies I've seen. For whatever reason, I haven't seen any Tom Hanks movies in the last decade. The Lady Killers.
That's Tom. That's your fault. That's on you.
Oh yeah, no, and I plan on correcting it post haste.
Yeah, I do too. Like, Tom, after this, let's bring
sit
everybody.
down.
You know what? I think if we got everybody in America to sit down at the same time, which if we didn't have time zones, this would be a lot easier.
Right.
We'll be like, all right, for you it's 6 o'clock, for you it's 3 o'clock for some dumb reason. But
I mean, TV shows do this.
Everybody watches Larry Crown at the same time.
A movie you haven't seen.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be just delightful enough that everybody's like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm on board with this. I loved it. It was delightful. Mm-hmm. I think everybody
Maybe we're
watches
not so different after all.
Yeah. And then everybody walks out on the street they turn on the lights come on in all the theaters. Everybody walks dazed out into the streets, and then it's just everybody's hugging.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can get through this.
And then when they
damn
get
it.
out on the streets, who's waiting there with an ice cream? Tom Hanks.
Yeah. In a
He's got the whole outfit on,
Yeah.
and he's in an ice cream truck, and he goes, "Hey, anybody want some ice cream? It's on me."
Tom Hanks.
So 2004, The Lady Killers, an underappreciated movie.
Yeah, everybody's like, that's not a good Coen Brothers movie. Even a not great Coen Brothers movie is a great movie.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks uses so many funny words in that movie.
Yeah, he has like a real funny way of talking.
Yeah, he's like a cartoon character. It rules.
Yeah, and he's like a con man. Like he's always lying to everyone. It's great.
Love it. Hey, Tom Hanks,
Mm-hmm.
you're all right.
The Terminal. Did you see The Terminal?
No, it was a man.
The man stuck in
did
the
you see The
terminal.
Terminal?
I did see The Terminal.
Was it good? Is it worth seeing? Is that a Steven Spielberg movie?
If only there were a way to know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I remember that's one of those, like, I think Tom Hanks has got a deal with HBO where like a lot of his movies just go on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
One of those movies that's on HBO, you miss the beginning of it, but you watch from
Does
there.
he have a weird accent?
Yeah,
in
he
that?
has like an Eastern European accent.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm into that.
Tom Hanks is the man of 1,000 voices, Tim. He can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Elvis has left the building. He must just have like a cameo in this, I think.
Yeah, he plays Mailbox Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's billed under David Leisure. Do you know who that is?
No.
Joe Isuzu.
Really?
And the guy from Empty Nest.
Yeah.
The like scumbag neighbor from Empty
So
Nest.
wait, his real name is David Leisure?
Yeah. And he got to play Joe Isuzu.
That's
See him?
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought his name was Joe Zuzu, and that's how he got the job.
No, I mean, he got the job based on his charisma.
The next movie, Tim, The Polar Express, where he probably played more roles than anybody.
Did he play more roles than he played in Cloud Atlas?
Ooh, it's
You
a
know
good,
what I'd like to see?
good question. Hold on. Yeah, you talk.
Tom Hanks in the Clumps, right? Or Tom Hanks gets his own kind of Clumps situation, right? Where it's just like, oh, there's a fat Tom Hanks and a skinny Tom Hanks and a tall Tom Hanks and a baby Tom Hanks, and they're all sitting around eating dinner together, just cracking each other up and farting and stuff. Right? Pass the beans. I'll pass the beans down to you. And it's all charming.
Well, Tim, I think right there, you that's the strongest idea you've pitched for why you should be Tom Hanks's agent.
Guess
If
what?
he's
He'll
here,
get all those salaries for that movie.
yeah, exactly. Don't tell the filmmaker said you actually got the same actor playing everyone.
Right.
I looked it up, Tim. Polar Express, he played 6 roles. Cloud Atlas, he played 5.
Wow.
So Cloud Atlas also computers. So I don't know if that's more.
Cloud Atlas had computers?
It was made by computers.
So was Polar Express.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Polar Express was made by computers.
Yeah. Yeah, all he had to do is wear one of those tennis ball suits, right?
Yep.
Or ping pong ball suits.
Ping pong ball suits. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take it back to 2002.
The year of...
Here's a movie that I feel like not a lot of people talk about nowadays that was a fantastic movie, which is Road to Perdition.
Yeah. I never saw it.
You
but
never
I
saw it? Oh,
assume
you would
that
love
was
it.
good. Yeah.
Because it's like...
Perdition is hell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that till like a week ago.
And it's like one of the only movies where like Tom Hanks plays like a anti-hero. Like he's a bad guy.
So just like a villain.
He's a villain, but he's the protagonist of this story. So it's bonds of loyalty are put to the test when a hitman's son witnesses what his father does for a living.
And Hitman.
Yeah.
He hits men?
He hits men when they're
low.
bad. Only when they're
That's
bad.
low. Yeah.
That's low. I believe I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but it's something like the son witnesses, and then it's like, well, the mob or whatever is like, oh, we got to kill that boy, and then he's like, well, now I guess I'm gonna have to fight the mob.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm all about fighting the mob, Tom. I'll take them on if they need someone
If
to
they
fight.
need more men to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a great one. Also 2002, Catch Me If You Can.
You know what? That might not be my favorite Tom Hanks performance, although he is great in it. He's just got a lot of great roles,
Yeah.
and it doesn't compare to that episode of Family Ties.
What, Tim? We're not talking
Sorry. But this might be my favorite movie that he appears in. I think that this is like...
It is an immensely watchable movie.
It is a great freaking movie. Him and Leo, our
Yeah.
friend of the show, Leo DeCap.
Yeah. That movie, just the pacing, everything about it is great.
Yeah.
There's not a wasted scene.
It's just a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. You're rooting for both sides.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, catch him if you can, but I don't know if you can.
And if you can't, well, then you got to hand it to him
Yep.
for not letting you catch him.
Yeah. And you got to respect them.
Really talking like two guys who haven't seen the movie, but we have.
Oh, I've seen this movie like
Yeah.
a dozen times.
So great. What's her face is in it? The lady from the other shows.
The lady from the other shows.
Amy Adams?
Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also in something else that we went by
Cool.
from before.
All right.
Next is 2000's Castaway.
I got to be honest with you, Tom.
Yeah.
I only saw the last scene of this movie. I looked
You've
it up on
only-
YouTube because I was curious.
Oh, I mean, I won't spoil it, but the last scene's like heartbreaking. But it wouldn't
Yeah.
be heartbreaking if you didn't watch the movie.
I assumed what had happened beforehand, and I was like, oh, that would have been real nice.
Yeah.
Or, like, not nice, but, like, very affecting.
You know what, though? It's one of those movies. I love Castaway, but I do not like the parts that are not on the island. The parts beforehand and the parts after he gets off the island.
Yeah.
They aren't unnecessary because they're what make, like set up the stakes.
Right.
Of like, oh, this isn't just like a loner stranded, like he was about to start his whole life.
Right.
But I mostly like the island stuff.
Well, I mostly like... The only movie I like is The Island of Dr. Moreau.
The only island movie you like?
No, that's the only movie I really like.
Oh, okay. 1999, Toy Story 2.
Heard of it.
Also, The Green Mile, which I don't think I've ever seen.
I've seen it. It's fine. I actually I bought those books in that Stephen King when he invented a new scam in 1996 or whatever.
Oh, it was serialized, right?
Yeah. Which was cool, but like
He didn't invent that scam.
I know he was just like Charles Dickens did it, so
Yeah.
buy 5 books for like $9 each instead of just one book for like $18.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as the last one came out, guess what? They compiled them all for $18. Can't win with.
Well, if you had just been a little more patient, Tim, maybe
Yeah.
you would have been able to hold out.
He was good in The Green Mile.
Yes.
Was he? He was like a bad dude.
He was the guard. It looks like, according to
Like the
this.
sadistic guard or the good guard?
I don't know. I'm just looking at this, and he's got. He's
Oh
a
no, I
guard.
think the guy Brutus Brutal Howell might have been the bad.
That sounds like the
Guard.
name of a bad guy.
Yeah,
Bonnie Hunt was in it.
Bonnie Hunt was in it.
Yeah.
I don't understand Bonnie Hunt's deal, but that's for our Bonnie Hunt episode. The next devastating thing that happens to America.
1998, Saving Private Ryan.
Never saw it.
You never saw Saving Private Ryan?
I don't want to watch that first scene. I think it'll freaking.
Well, then
give
just
me...
skip the first scene. Get it
But
on
then
DVD.
how will I know what happens?
Oh, I'll tell you what happens, Tim. They storm Normandy, but it ain't easy.
Yeah.
Some people get hurt,
Ugh.
and even worse.
Yeah, I know that's a great. You know, it's one of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those Steven Spielberg movies.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I know it will probably be, like I'll probably